Hey, welcome back to a new video by AJ Simmons. This video is brought to you by the Clean Biz Network. My name is Calvin. I am the audio engineer and video editor. On this video, we're going to be discussing multiple income streams and how you can get you some. Stay tuned because here we go.
What's up, Clean Biz Network family? So today I want to talk about multiple sources of income, okay? Because I posted a post on my YouTube channel not too long ago, about a month ago. And I said, I asked, what did you guys want me to do a video on? So I asked if you want me to talk about getting my second rental property, talk about doing how much I make from YouTube, more cleaning business related videos, or easy ways to make money online. So the votes were kind of, got a little love for all of the different things. So one of the comments came in, and it was from, let me see his name. It was from Robert Duncan. I thought it was a good idea. He said, maybe I should just do an all-in-one video or podcast. Sharing light on all of my streams of income and how I manage it all, and that's it pretty much. Because he's saying that other YouTubers talk about it, but they don't really talk about how they manage it. And so with a person like me who's pretty transparent, maybe I should share that. So I'm gonna do my best here to do that with you guys. First, let me try to take y'all to the whiteboard for a minute. That might help some. So first, as y'all all know, I started with a cleaning business, right? So I started with a cleaning. And by the way, if you want to see exactly, from the very beginning, because I'm just going to start off going over my streams of income here, but I'm really going to focus on how I manage them in this video, okay, and the importance of multiple streams of income, all right? But if you want to see how I did it from the beginning, starting with my job and all of that stuff, then you can go watch my other two videos on this. It's called I think it's how I have 7 streams of income, and then I got another one is how I have 8 streams of income. All right, so go watch both of those. But I'm gonna try to cover it generally here. Okay, so I started with my cleaning company. I sold my cleaning company in 2018, October 2018. All right, sold it to my brother so I can go full time with Clean Biz Network, because my cleaning business was ran through a cleaning franchise. Okay, and I knew that I could not get away with doing Clean Biz Network, helping people go independent while still being under a cleaning franchise. Okay, they would have snatched my business from me, okay, because that's the power that the franchise has over you. So needless to say, I currently right now have about 8 different streams of income. I sat here right down and I just wrote down off the top of my head all of my different streams, and I tried to not leave anything out, but I might have missed something. But anyway, and I'm gonna explain why in a minute. All right, why I can't keep up with them, but I'm gonna show you why in a minute. All right, so basically I traded in my one stream of income. Let me change this here. And if you're listening on the podcast, hopefully you can keep up with me here, because I'm drawing on my whiteboard on the video, all right? So I started with one stream of income, and I lived off of that at first, which was my cleaning business, right? And then I got rid of that and traded it in for a bunch of little small streams of income. Okay. So about 8 different ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I have my lead generation service. I got my starter kits that I sell. I have Calculated Clean that I make money from. I have YouTube that pays me from the ads that's on my YouTube videos. I have an ebook, so I get paid from Amazon for the ebook that I sell. I also get paid from Amazon again as an affiliate for Amazon. So when you hear me on the podcast saying go to freebook.cleanbiznetwork.com every time somebody signs up, Amazon pays me affiliate commission. I also get affiliate commissions from Amazon because I promote the different equipment. Okay, and if you follow my equipment link, then you order some from Amazon, I get affiliate commission on that too. Okay, I also get paid through my courses and memberships. So if you join CBN, or if you buy one of the Cleaning Business Starter Kit course, I get paid from that. And then I also get paid from properties. Okay, so we got lead generation, we got starter kits, we got Calculated Clean, we got YouTube, we got the ebook, we got affiliates for Amazon, we got courses and memberships, and then we have rental property. All right, so that's 8 different streams of income. Well, the reason why I can't really necessarily keep up with them is because I changed that. Okay, and now I'm about to get to how I manage it. Okay, so I turned all 7 of these, with the exception of the rental properties, into one source. Now, why did I do that? Because it's easier to manage one, right? It's easier to manage one than manage 8. Okay, so the rental properties is its own little thing, and then everything else I turn into one company, which we now know is Clean Biz Network, right? Now, Why did I do this? Okay, well, first off, the importance that the key to managing multiple sources of income, number one, is I started with this one thing. Okay, the cleaning business. Cleaning business started it all. And I centered every other stream with the exception of the real estate. You got to have real estate in a part of your wealth stream at some point. Okay, but with the exception of the real estate, everything has to do with the cleaning industry. My one thing. Okay, so you got to pick your one thing. Okay, and then you grow from that. Okay, so you build upon it. So it won't be, I wouldn't start a pet grooming business today and then turn around and do an ice cream parlor tomorrow. I mean, can you do that? Of course, you can do whatever you want. But to me, it's harder to juggle it if you try to, do so many different industries instead of just, finding different niches within the same industry. Okay, so that's what I did. All right, and I turned them all into one company. Why? Because this is how I teach my kids. Okay, about money. If you want to be rich, you get one big stream of money. Let me erase some of this so y'all can see it clearer. Okay. So we aim for wealthy, and let me explain why. If you want to be wealthy, okay, well, first of all, if most people want to be rich, they want that big thing of money. Problem is, if you got one big pile of money, because a lot of people think they can save their way to rich, right? Well, you can't save your way to rich. Why? Because you need the money to live, right? So no matter how big you stack it, if you just keep pulling from it, so you work at a job for 40, 60 years, whatever, then retire, and you got one big lump sum of money, and then you keep pulling from it, well, at some point, you're probably going to pull from it faster than you can actually, you can pull from it, and it's going to go away at some point. Now, depending on how big that lump sum of money is, you might get some interest from it in a bank account, but even we all know bank accounts don't pay that much interest, right? So you're still going to probably pull from it faster than it's actually growing in an interest-bearing bank account. So instead, what you should do is create little small money machines, okay? And that's what we call streams of income, and that's what you see that I have down here, those streams of income, all right? And so the key to handling multiple streams of income is you want them to be as passive as possible, okay? Because think about this. Those are little money machines, right? Well, what's the problem with machines is they need routine maintenance, right? So they're passive, but you need them to be as passive as possible. And some of them aren't as passive as others. So therefore, as a machine, as little money machines, you have to stop and do the maintenance on them, okay? So say, for example, with let's just start with my lead generation service. My lead generation service requires more maintenance out of all of my streams of income. It requires more overhead and employee overhead. It requires me to come and keep tweaking the system and all of that, right? But usually the money machine or the income stream that requires the most maintenance also pays the most, okay? So it spits out the most money, all right? Then you have some of those lower maintenance money machines, like let's say an ebook, where you write it one time and it's done. You don't have to do anything. As a matter of fact, if you get it on Amazon, you might not even have to promote it because Amazon might promote it before you, or they have customers already in their marketplace where it pays you, and you don't really have to do too much of anything to keep the money coming in. It just keeps on coming, okay? Problem is that income stream is probably smaller, okay? So instead of having all of these different little money machines, aka income streams, that you have to keep providing routine maintenance on, what I decided to do was put them all in this one big company. So that way it's like one big machine that I have to provide routine maintenance on, all right? And so now, as one big company, now the revenue of the company is way higher because, these little streams, they got some revenue going, but it's like, okay, who's keeping up with all this? Where's the bookkeeping for all of this stuff? What are all these different hustles? I'm getting all these different 1099s. Instead, why not put them all into one different big company? And now you can manage that one company. So rule number one, when you want to manage passive income is when you want to manage multiple sources of income is number one, make them all passive. Okay. Make them all passive. Do not go start a barbershop today and also start, something crazy. What else people want to do? A barbershop and a nail salon, because both of them are going to require your attention more than likely. Okay, Now, if you can systemize one first, then you do that and then go to the next one, okay? So that's what I did. I systemized my lead generation service. I don't run that anymore. Everybody knows that Bells runs that for me, okay? And then we have callers who make the calls. I don't make any calls on it. You know what I mean? I do other things behind the scenes to improve our systems. I'm working on improving our customer service. I know that we could do better, and I'm working on doing better. So I do things like that to improve the system, okay? Same thing with YouTube. I make evergreen content. Evergreen content means that it's content that'll always be relevant. So when I make a video, how to start a cleaning business, somebody gonna have that same question 10 years from now, okay? When I do a video, how to, hire employees, somebody else gonna need to hire employees. So that's evergreen content. And if I put ads on evergreen content, it will always pay me, okay? So the key to the multiple streams of income is, number one, try to make it one stream, okay? Don't always want to try to do so many different things. See how many ways you can get money within the same industry first before you go looking outside of the industry you're in. Then, once you get the money, then you just put back into that machine and improve the maintenance on that money machine. That's it. It's just a money machine, okay? And so now, since you got all of these different money streams, little different money machines, you have wealth versus having a big stockpile of money and you keep pulling from it. Again, eventually, you know what I mean? That's why I tell people I don't save for retirement. I just reinvest because I'm trying to build wealth. I want to build wealth. Because at some point you get so many of these little money machines, and at some point the cash flow coming from those little money machines are so big that you will never be able to keep up with it as far as your outgoing expenses, okay? So you'll never even be able to spend more than your money machines are generating. Versus if you just save for retirement just so you can one day withdraw it all. That, to me, that doesn't make any sense. That was a trick that the Industrial Revolution played on the working class, because they said, hey, if you come work for me for 20 years or 30 years, because the lifespan back then was shorter, okay, they say you come work for me for 20 years, I'll pay you until you die after those 20 years. Because they knew that the life expectancy was only about 10 more years max after they retired after those 20 years. So that's why as time went on, they started expanding those retirement ages and the time you got to put into the company. And now it's getting to the point where companies aren't paying retirement pay at all, okay? So you really got to think about this stuff, right? But if you want to do multiple sources of income, this is how you do it. You make them all as passive as possible. If you have something, let's just say like a cleaning company, where you're at the very beginning stage, okay, with your cleaning company, if you're the only one cleaning at the beginning, you stacking up trying to build before you scale up, that's not going to be passive, okay? So that's that one thing that you're going to have that's not going to be passive. But you need to make sure that if you do anything else outside of that, then it needs to be passive. Like the people in my Clean Biz Network, I tell them that, okay, well, if you refer somebody to Clean Biz Network, you can get a commission off of that, all right? So if they get a commission, now that's a form of income for them that's passive, okay? Because they didn't have to work. They don't have to put a new course together. They don't have to put a starter kit together for these people. All they have to do is tell them about it. If they like it, if they like CBN, it's not a Ponzi scheme. I'm not, I'm not influencing them to, just recruit people. We don't do that at all. As a matter of fact, most of the CBN members don't recruit at all, okay? But if they do decide to tell somebody about joining Clean Biz Network because they didn't like it and they get value from it, then they earn some passive income from it, okay? Because they're not really performing the work. They just spread the message and then they get paid on the back end of the person join, okay? So those are the type of things that you want to do outside of the earned income that you get. You want to find ways to get other income related to that, okay? So if you work, I don't know, let's just say if you a barber at a barbershop, then what else could you do to earn more income? Well, maybe you'll do exactly what I did. Get on YouTube and do video tutorials on, okay, this is how you do a fade. Okay, this is how you do an edge up. I don't know. This is how you do a design in the head, all right? And then as you keep going, now you're making money from the YouTube ads. And then it's like, okay, well, now that you're establishing yourself as an expert in that field, now people might say, hey, do you do consultations? Then you can do that if you want to. If you don't want to do that, then what else you can do is go open up a second barbershop. and then rent out the booths in that barbershop, and then you make passive income off of that next barbershop, okay? But the bottom line is the key to multiple sources of income, regardless of what it is it just got to be passive. It has to be passive. You can have that one main one when you put some work into, but everything else has to be as passive as possible. So hopefully this video was able to help y'all, and those who wanted to know my streams of income, there you go. Hopefully I ain't leave anything out, but hopefully this was able to help. If you want to get started with your cleaning company and start off building up your wealth and get that one first asset going, aka that money machine going, go to cleanbiznetwork.com and see how we can help you with our starter kits. All right. Thank you for watching, listening. I'm AJ Simmons. Talk to y'all soon. Guys, I'm back because I just thought about one thing that I did leave out of this video was I just wanted to make sure that's completely 100% clear, that I break it down on how, you know, these things run without me, okay? Because I keep saying make it passive, but you can make it passive by systems, and you hear that word thrown around a lot, and you might say, okay, but what do you mean by systems? Well, systems can be either one or two things usually. It's either going to be people or it's going to be software, okay? That's pretty much your systems, okay? So, for example, with my lead generation, since that's what we've been using here, with that example, okay, I use a combination of people and software. I won't get too deep into it because, you know, that's information that I was selling inside the masterclass and the in-house lead generation course. But, you know, like I told you guys, I hire Belle. She manages it for me. Then under her, we have callers. So I don't have to make a single call in order for that operation to continue to move forward, okay? Because we have over, I think, maybe about 15 calls right now, making calls all day, Monday through Friday. Then we have a manager in place to supervise those people. So I don't have to do much of anything in order for that lead generation service to run, okay? So that's an example of putting systems into place. Just like even with my cleaning company, I was able to run my cleaning company in Virginia, even though I lived in Florida, okay? So I was living in Florida, but my cleaning company still ran in Virginia. How did I do that? Systems in place, okay? I had cleaners who would clean. I had an inspector who would go out and inspect behind the cleaners, and then I had a manager who would go and enforce what the inspector found and make sure that everything was stocked up, far as rags, far as cleaning spray, far as washing rags. So you have to put people into place in order for your system to work. Then as far as software, when it comes to my systems, okay, I have programs where with my lead generation service, if a caller finds an appointment, they enter it into our system, and our system will automatically forward that appointment to Belle. Then Belle confirms that appointment, and then she enters that same appointment into the system again once it's confirmed, and then the system will forward that appointment to you guys, whoever the client that bought the appointment, okay? So use software, use people, and then the other thing I just thought about was sometimes it could be old-fashioned paperwork, okay? So it could be spreadsheets, it could be a form, just like with my cleaning company, when my inspector would go out and inspect behind the workers, they will complete an inspection form, okay? And they just complete out the details. They give you a grade and a score, and then they will also note if, you know, if they needed anything to be stocked, and then pass it on to the manager so they could stock it, okay? And so then we will keep a record of those forms, okay? Then over time, this is when you move to the big leagues. After you get those systems in place, then you want to create tracking systems, okay? So now you can measure the results of your systems, okay? So what a tracking system would do would say, okay, I see all those forms that you turned in on inspection reports. Okay, well, what was the score? What was the average score on each one of those inspections? Okay, how often did you guys have to refill every time you went for an inspection? How often was the answer yes when I asked, did you need to restock? Because if the answer was always yes and she went every week, well, maybe that means that we need to restock more than once a week, and maybe we need to restock 2 times a week. So that maybe next time when she go every week, it'll be no, then yes, no, then yes. You know what I mean? So it's like, as you create systems, now you got to put layers and layers and layers of systems again on top of those to I guess perfect the system. You know what I mean? You make it that much better every single day. So it's like I'm at the point now where what I do with my systems is I'm at that level where I put measuring systems in place, tracking systems in place to measure the systems that I have in place. Okay, so we can keep making it better and better and better. Like right now with my company, the biggest thing that I'm trying to focus on this year is customer service. Okay, I get a lot of people who want to call us, but we don't necessarily have a standard phone number, so we're working on getting that one, getting that soon. Also, just customer service reps on standby. At some point, we're going to grow till we can have that now in place. Okay, so that way people don't have to schedule phone calls with me and I have to do all of that myself manually answering those questions. I'll have trained sales staff on hand who can answer any of you guys' questions about, starter kits or about, leads or about, anything that we offer. So, but that is really how it all works. Okay. That's my streams of income, and that's how I'm able to manage them all. I put systems in place, whether it be software, whether it be paperwork, whether it be spreadsheets, whether it be employees or contractors. Okay, you just put things in place. You list up all of the duties that you have to do in order to maintain everything that you have going on, and then you just figure out, okay, now how can I hire someone else to do that for me, or how can I get a program or software to do that for me? Okay, I just seen my guy, shout out to Steve Beach, where he told us in the CBN that now he has his invoices on autopilot in QuickBooks because he turned on the automatic invoicing on. All right, so he doesn't have to stop and invoice that every single month. He has a system that does it. Okay, so that's one less thing that he has to do. So that's how you manage multiple sources of income. And hopefully now this is 100% clear to you guys, and hopefully this video was able to help you. So again, first focus on one thing first. Master that one thing, finalize it, then say, okay, now how many more ways can I skin this same cat? Don't go looking for multiple cats. Look for how many ways you can skin that same cat. Sorry, Peter. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say the cat, right? My bad. I don't want to. I saw that the documentary on Netflix. They say don't F with cats, right? So we ain't gonna do that. And I don't know why I blurted out my cuss words that time. I've been cussing around y'all, right? But anyway, bottom line, thank y'all for listening, watching, subscribe, like, sharing, comment, and all of that. This is AJ Simmons. I will talk to y'all soon.